So that's to tell you that it's not about leadership summit. It's about getting ESTA code. It's about traveling out of the country, and it's about getting Turkish visa in their passports. It's all about that. And then shopping. The people of Adamawa State and other parts of the country should wake up. Hold your local council chairman accountable. Hold your governors accountable. Hold the federal government accountable. Keep asking questions. All the resources they are getting through FAC, where are they going to? What are they using it for? What development are they, doing in their respective areas? That is the question to be asked. Follow the budget. What are the infrastructures they put in the budget that they're going to do? Follow it. Find out, are they doing it? Where are they doing it? What is the cost? Find out all these things. That's what citizens' office is all about. You don't sit down and complain. You get into action, hold these guys accountable. Hello, my people. Welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. I just saw a trending video that involves the wives of local government chairmen in Adamawa State, about 21 local government or thereabout, that embarked on so-called leadership summit in Turkey. Wow. And I was like, what's really happening? Is it that there is no consulting firm in Nigeria, there's no training organization in Nigeria that can deliver a leadership program for these women to the point that they have to fly from Nigeria to Turkey just to attend a leadership program? So I'm going to go into the video and be able to break it down a little bit and share to you some experiences, what you need to know. That is not just about leadership program, there's many other things beyond that. However, before I go into all those details, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on the notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those to be notified, so that you don't miss any information as it is hot. Okay? All right. So let's take a deep dive into what is going on in this kind of scenario, and then let's play this video so you can see the women, how they were kind of slaying, as the case may be. So let's watch this video and we'll be right back to dissect what actually I think is going on. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
In Adamawa State, where the state's local government chairmen have sparked widespread outrage by sponsoring their wives for a leadership training program in Istanbul, Turkey. The chairman of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria in the state, Sulaiman Tongo, defended the trip, stating that it was necessary to equip their spouses with leadership skills so they could offer useful advice to the chairman on governance, adding that the importance of the training outweighed the cost. Critics, however, have condemned the trip as a wasteful and misuse of public funds, especially given the recent granting of financial autonomy to local governments and the high poverty levels in Adamawa State. While social media users suggested the trip was merely a thinly veiled, publicity-funded vacation.
Welcome back. Now the point is this. Let me put some clarity on some of these issues. Having had this kind of experience, working as a consultant in the private sector, kind of interfacing with the public sector, as the case may be. So I had a lot of experiences on issues like this. First, what happened is not just about attending a leadership summit. It is an avenue for these women to be able to lay hold on foreign exchange. All right. So it's issue of ESTA code. That is number one. If you travel to Turkey to kind of do an audit of what transpired in Turkey for this leadership program, you'll be surprising to see that most of these women were just busy doing their shopping. Most of them, they stay, they attend the program. After a couple of hours, they are out. So we have experience of this kind of situation. So one major thing that plays out in this whole thing is that they just want to create avenue for these women to be able to access, Forex and through ESTA code. And by the time they get it, they will be able to kind of use the funds to do whatever they want to do for themselves. Again, some of them may have been intended to travel, out of the country for shopping, and then this creates the opportunity for them, to get out there in Turkey and be able to do their shopping. And as you may know, Turkey is one of the places you can do, clothing shopping and stuff like that. Another part of what transpired in this kind of scenario is that some of them has probably not been abroad before, or have not even gone further than maybe visiting Ghana, Dubai, and stuff like that. So it's also an opportunity for them to travel out of the country, to be able to see how things work, out of the country. So it's kind of exposure to some of these women. So guys, don't be deceived when you hear that they went to Turkey for leadership summit and all those kind of stuff. That's not what it is. It's just a cover for them to be able to gain access to the visa, the ticket, the ESTA code and stuff like that. So, but the question is this: looking at the state, the Adamawa state, and looking at the local councils in particular, how much do they make on monthly basis? How much do they receive even from federal allocation? So what are they doing with the resources? So you can see one of the things they do with the resources. There's nothing wrong in training, the wives of local government chairmen. But my point is, must he be trained abroad? Must he be a trip to Turkey? They can do that in Nigeria, right? They can do that in Adamawa. They invite the consultant to come to Adamawa and train them. Or maybe better still, they can do that in Abuja. If they really want to travel, get ESTA code, they can still do it in Abuja. They will still get ESTA code. So the government wouldn't have spent as much as they spent, taking them to Turkey. Do you know the cost of paying for their visas, the cost of paying for their ticket, the cost of, paying for hotel accommodation, their feeding, and every other thing, plus the sightseeing they're going to do in Turkey. So that's quite huge, especially at this time that the country is kind of grappling with the resources. They are telling the masses, obviously, to be patient, to endure, that the pain going to be for a while. Whereas you can see what the people in government are doing. All right. So that's why we keep agitating. Why should we have office of the first lady in the first place? At the federal level, office of the wife of the president, office of the wife of the governor. Now you can see office of the wife of the local government chairman. The constitution does not recognize this. So why should the state be spending money for what constitution did not recognize? So you can see the point that we're trying to make, that creating this kind of offices is not helping the nation. It's just an avenue of siphoning, resources. So that's why I quite agree with Mr. Peter Obi when he was the governor of Anambra State. He abolished the office of the first lady. She was not part of our government, and she made it clear that I was the one that was voted for, not me and my wife. So being the governor, my wife is already inside of me. So there's no need to have two different offices for first lady and for the governor. And that was it. So all the funds that would have been expended there, buying cars, buying vehicles, and fueling them and servicing them and paying for drivers and stuff like that, plus the money that would have gone through that channel to where nobody knows. He was able to cut off all those things, mop up those monies, and use it for development. So a whole Adamawa state, where are they getting the resources from? So now you can see the reason I keep clamoring that the citizens should hold their local government chairman, their governors accountable, not just the federal government. All right, because they get these resources, they share it into three: the federal, the state, and the local government. Each of them collects their own, resources. What are they doing with it? Because everybody is more focused on the federal government. People are not focusing on their state governors. They get so much money since subsidy was removed. So much money is coming down to the state and the local council. And let me even shock you the more. When you come abroad, right, many things that happens where we live are done by the local councils. They are done by the counties, which are just like the local government. They take out trashes, right? Dustbins are taken care of by them. Even the roads, water, so many, infrastructure are under them, and they take care of these things. They provide these facilities, and you pay for them. But back home, what happens? The local government chairman collects allocation for the month, pays salaries, and the rest is voicemail. They send their wives abroad in the name of attending leadership summit. That's what you see. Nobody holds them to account. Go down to remote communities, go down to these local councils, you will see trashes on the road, trashes in the market, dustbin everywhere. Nobody picks them. Nobody cares about them. The roads are dilapidated. Nothing works. Nothing works. Go to the PHCs, the primary healthcare centers. Nothing works. But they have the resources to send their wives to Turkey, all right, to attend leadership summit. I don't think that we are really serious with what we are doing. I've never heard that a mayor, like mayor of New York, the wife is attending a leadership summit in the UK or in Dubai and all these things. You don't see that kind of stuff going on in America or in other developed countries. You want to attend a summit, you want to attend a training program, it's done within your area. All right, so that's how things work. So all those resources they are spending, going, if you multiply the cost per head for these 21 persons, that we are approved to attend this program, just check the approval. Go and get the approval. You will see how much we are talking about. And in foreign exchange, we are talking about forex here, not even local currency. So you can see how they are depleting the economy and then moving resources out of the country to another different country. So it is what it is. In most cases, it's cheaper to fly in down the leader, the consultant who's supposed to deliver this speech. You can fly him down. The cost of 1 or 2 participants can fly, the consultant down to Nigeria if he's the best person that can teach them leadership. They will fly him to Nigeria. He stays here, train them for the number of days, and go back to Turkey. And they pay him off. It's cheaper. But no. So that's to tell you that it's not about leadership summit. It's about getting extra code. It's about traveling out of the country. And it's about getting Turkish visa in their passports. It's all about that. And then shopping. That's what it is. So I don't know, but the people of Adamawa State and other parts of the country should wake up. Hold your local council chairmen accountable. Hold your governors accountable. Hold the federal government accountable. Keep asking questions. All the resources they are getting through FAC, where are they going to? What are they using it for? What development are they, doing in their respective areas? That is the question to be asked. Follow the budget. What are the infrastructures they put in the budget that they're going to do? Follow it. Find out, are they doing it? Where are they doing it? What is the cost? Find out all these things. That's what citizens' office is all about. You don't sit down and complain. You get into action, hold these guys accountable, put out what you have. Assuming they said they're going to do XYZ road, right? 5 kilometers of road in your local council or your state. And you can be able to go down to that state, to that road, take a picture of the road, do a video, show the world what the road looks like. Are they working on it? What is the state of the work that is going on that road? Like how much from the budget they budgeted for that road and stuff like that. Do it. Post it. People can see it. And from there, people will begin to know, oh, all these things that are captured in the budget are just for decoration, that they are not serious about that. If they are doing it, then kudos to them. That's how things work. So as I'm speaking to you right now, they are kind of resurfacing the roads because we're about to get into the cold season, down to winter and all that. So they are, putting everything in check. Nobody did a video to come and show them that this road has pothole or there's something wrong here and there. They know what to do. They do their audit. They check up these roads per intervals and they are fixing things on their own. It's only in our country that citizen has to first of all make a video to remind the Minister of Work that there's pothole on a bridge or that a bridge is collapsing. It's only in our country because nobody cares. People don't do their job. There's supposed to be some people, some group of people, a department that's supposed to, monitor these roads, know when they are dilapidated, know when things are going on. There's supposed to be routine maintenance on these roads. That's how they do it abroad. And that's why you see the infrastructure lasting for quite a very long time. But in our climate, no, it doesn't work until the bridge is about to collapse. That's when you see the government coming in, and that's when you can see them spend billions of naira to fix it. So it's quite appalling. And I keep asking, what is the dividend of democracy to the people? So if people of Adamawa are suffering, struggling to survive, struggling to feed, struggling to send their children to school, and even that most of the school in these local councils, the roofs are blown away, there's no ceiling, there's no furniture for them to sit down, there's even the teachers in some cases are not even paid, but the local council have funds through the office of the governor, office of the wife of the governor, to be able to send these women to Turkey. So you can see where their priority lies. If the wife of the governor has taken that resources and begin to fix some schools in these local councils where there is no school, they build one, where they have one but it's dilapidated, they fix it, and then be able to even create free education to some of these students, it would have helped to shape the future of that local council and of that state. But no, they need to enjoy. They need to do their Owambe. And that is what it is. So, well, I don't know, but it's quite appalling what we see coming out from our so-called leaders. So what advice did they say they are going there to learn, to come and advise them? The same chairman, if you check it, we have essay on agriculture, essay on health, essay on this one, essay on that. Special advisors, they have special advisors. And they said they are training their wife in Turkey to be able to advise them properly. I don't get it. I don't really get it. So it's quite unfortunate, seeing all these things happening. And before you know it, another, state, we also do the same thing. That's what it is. So is there anything wrong in training these women? Nothing is wrong in training them. But the point I'm trying to make is that instead of taking all of them to Turkey and they're spending that huge sums of resources, you can as well train them in Nigeria. There are many consultants in Nigeria. I've been in this game before. There are many consultants in Nigeria who can train them on leadership or whichever area you want to train them. and the cost would have been minimal. That's one. And two, you can fly in the consultant from abroad if he's the best person to train them. That is the point. It's cheaper to fly the person in and he does the training. That's it. But I know the way government functions. So you see, at times, what happens in government is that at times some resources are left, right? There are avenues they create these SPVs. For example, they call some security votes, right? That security vote, for example, nobody have control over it except office of the governor, right? He controls what comes in there and how it goes out. And that money is not tied to anything. In as much as they call it security vote, they use it to do so many other things, even that is outside security. And nobody questions them what they do with those resources. On yearly basis, they get this fund, they spend it, and that's it. No audit, nobody cares. That's what it is. As it's happening in the federal, it's happening at the state level and down below. That's one aspect. Then there's another one they call service-wise vote, right? That is a vote where they put in resources that is not tied to anything. It's kind of emergency fund. So that's where, assuming there is maybe flooding in one state that destroy lives and properties, maybe they can dip in there and also support the NEMA, the National Emergency Management Agency, to be able to provide succor to those people. So at the end of the day, most of the time, if no natural disaster or no imminent danger that happened that require that funds to be expended, at the end of the year, they have some billions left in that account. And as their custom is, they have to expend the whole money instead of returning it back to the vault, right? They won't. What will they do? They will create programs like this training these ladies went, in Turkey. They can create programs for MDAs just to pacify them, and the MDAs will think, oh, they are creating training for us, at least we can get extra code. It is not that. They are doing that because it is the avenue for them to be able to mop that money for themselves, because you cannot spend government money except it's tied to programs, project activities, and stuff like that. So for them to spend that money and collect it, they must create a program. That's why in most cases they create like training program and pushing people to go and attend the program. They can do it for 3 days, 4 days, pay you extra code to go to one state and do the program and stuff like that. So as they are paying you that little, they are taking the bulk. So assuming the training is going to cost 5 million, for example, in the preparation or in the budgeting of that program, they're going to budget it to be like 55 million. Something that will cost 5 million. They're going to budget it and make it 55 million. At the end of the day, they spend the 5 million on those attending the program. The 50 million is for themselves. They share it. They know themselves. They know how they do it. So that's how they mop that money and make sure the account is in zero at the end of the year. So they cannot return that money back. Not that they can't. They don't want to. So they will create something that will embezzle that money, and that money will become zeros. So this kind of training is one of the avenues to do that. That's why you see, one office will begin to organize training for directors in Germany, or permanent secretaries in UK, and so on and so forth. That's why you see this kind of training funded by government. So it's not about the training; it's about mopping that money into their private pockets. That's what it is. So go and check when it comes to procurement. This is another avenue they spend government money and then nothing happens. So nobody is holding them accountable. Where is the Office of the Auditor General? Where is the Fiscal Responsibility Commission? And so on and so forth. Who's supposed to hold them accountable? I'm not talking about National Assembly because we don't have one. What we have is an agency of government acting as National Assembly. So they are there. All these things are happening. For example, now in Adamawa State, the State House of Assembly are there. They are there. The councillors are there. All right, and these things will be happening, and nothing happens. So if you want to make a noise, they add you or your wife into it, and you keep calm. That's what it is. So these things have been entrenched into the system, the governance system of Nigeria. Corruption has been embedded in it seriously, that it will be very difficult for you to unveil and to unravel, because virtually from top to bottom is in the system. So few people that are trying to resist it, they get punished. They post you out of your department, post you to a place they feel you'll be redundant and you will waste away. That's the punishment. That's what they do. You can see what's going on in National Assembly. Somebody just stood up and said she's been oppressed, that our bills are turned down. They don't, put it in the floor of the, House of Assembly because she refused to play ball. And before you know it, they started victimizing her to the point of trying to recall her from the Senate. That is exactly the public service we have in our country. Those at the top, they oppress those at the bottom. So if you don't play according to their rules, they will oppress you and make sure they kill your career. That's what they do. So it's quite unfortunate. But as the case may be, I do hope that the people of Adamawa to start talking, and other local, councils, the, citizens of other local councils and states should begin to talk. Otherwise, it's going to happen in their own state, and their resources will be siphoned. So it's quite sad. All right. So I don't see the reason why we'll be doing all these things over and over again, and nothing happens. Nobody is held to account. Nobody, nobody is punished for doing what is wrong. Instead, they punish those who are doing the right things. That's how the system has changed. So it's quite unfortunate. But guys, I don't know. Like I said, in conclusion, that I have no problem for them being trained for whatever they want to be trained on. But mobilizing them to Turkey just for a leadership program when it can be done back home, especially now that the economy is chaotic and nothing is working and people are asked to be patient, and those who are asking them to be patient are the ones enjoying traveling abroad to go and do program. How necessary is that program? What will be the impact of that program in that local council? I don't know. So these are the points I'm making out of this. Whatever you think is your own view. Do you think is proper? Do you think, as the system is today, with the crunching economy, do you think that taking them to Turkey for whatever leadership program is what it is? That is the best thing to do? That it is a wise decision made by that state? Do you think so? If you think so, tell us why you think so. But if you think no, it's not supposed to be, let us also know why you're kicking against that. So it's good to be trained. It's good to be, for your capacity to be improved. Very fantastic. But what is good is what doing well. That's my point here. So guys, I'm going to leave it here, but don't forget to like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on the notification bell so that when my next video drop, you'll be among those to be notified. I'm going to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. I'm signing out. See ya.